What if your best friend was shot and you just walked away? That's the explosive question haunting millions. We all have the footage. We've all seen the moment. It's not a movie. It's a nightmare. A man is shot in the neck. In public, on camera. His right-hand man, his chief of staff, is right there. He sees it all. And he does nothing. He doesn't run to him. He doesn't try to help. He turns. And he walks away. This isn't just a tragedy. Insiders are whispering. Critics are claiming. This is a betrayal. It all looked so normal. None of it seemed suspicious. Then, the shot. The bullet. Charlie Kirk is hit. Mikey McCoy, his best friend, is there? He sees it happen. Right there. The team comes together. That's Frank Turk on the left. The same one they claim was giving hand signals. Mike is in the background. They tried to say Mikey is just on the phone. You can't really tell what he's doing. Maybe he's holding his head. Maybe he's thinking, I just saw my best friend get shot. But the video tells a different story. Let's roll the tape. This is the jaw drop. The moment that changes everything. On video, TPUSA Chief of Staff Mikey McCoy stands near Charlie. A shot rings out. Mikey lifts a phone to his ear. He turns, he walks away. All before Kirk even falls from his chair. It's an ice-cold reflex, calm, collected. He's walking away from the chaos. Not into it. Then, the funeral. The speeches. Erica Kirk, the grieving widow, takes the stage. This is her first public appearance. And she says this, and I want to thank the Turning Point USA board. And my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy. She doesn't just say it once. She emphasizes it. The amazing Mikey McCoy. Twice. It's that moment that raises every red flag. Why was Charlie's supposed best friend, his trusted teammate, able to remain so calm? In the middle of an execution? Why did he choose to leave? Why not run to his friend? A new viral video shows it clearly. Mikey leaving the frame before Charlie fell. It's almost as if he knew. As if he knew exactly what was about to unfold. And this was the man Erica Kirk called amazing. It makes the whole story impossible to explain. What would you have done in his place? Run for help? Or just run? The plot thickens. Candace Owens enters the chat. She recently revealed that Mikey McCoy refuses to say who he was on the phone with. Not just who he called, but who he was on the phone with at that exact moment. Now, Candace is questioning everything. The sequence. The actions. Before the incident. And immediately after. According to the recording, Mikey was behind the tent. Charlie gets shot, and in less than a second, Mikey does something Candace finds strange. He puts his phone to his ear. He begins a conversation, but here's what Candace didn't mention. Erica Kirk's equally confusing reaction. Both Erica and Pastor Rob McCoy, Mikey's father, claimed that Mikey called them after the incident. Think about it. If they're both right, why don't the timelines match? Why don't the sequences add up? And if neither of them is telling the truth, who was that call really for? Or worse, was the call not made for the reason they claimed? Things are unfolding. This is a much more complicated picture. A picture where trust is a weapon, where close relationships are being tested. It feels like Charlie was surrounded by the people he trusted most. But when things fell apart, no one was truly on his side, and while viewers are still piecing this puzzle together, Erica Kirk appears radiantly in a post-production video. She's coordinating the work. She's directing a new shooting schedule. We're going to be doing about 5 more episodes a week now, she says it with a smile. So, just tell the team and make sure that happens. 3 hours of this, 2 more hours of. It's like, lady, wasn't your husband just publicly executed? Weeks ago? She's not just composed. She's happy. I've never had this much joy on my best day. She is full of joy. Okay. Let's break down the Mikey McCoy saga. Charlie Kirk's fans are flooding social media. They are claiming this man needs to be held accountable. All eyes are on Mikey, Charlie's chief of staff, the man considered his closest right hand. What caught everyone's attention wasn't just what happened. It's how Mikey reacted, or how he didn't react. The newly released video shows him remaining calm, holding the phone to his ear, starting to talk. Seconds after the incident, there was no sign of panic, no reflex to rush toward his beloved boss. Instead, he quietly turned. He walked away as if he knew what was coming. Now, let's replay Erica Kirk's statement. I want to thank my husband's chief of staff, the amazing, absolutely amazing Mikey McCoy. That statement. It suddenly becomes meaningful. It feels loaded, especially when you see the images the public is talking about. Put yourself in that position. Your boss, your companion of many years, has just had a serious incident right in front of you. And you remain calm? You show no sign of surprise? In slow motion, Mikey can be seen making a call and leaving the area. just before Charlie loses his balance later. As people gather around, as they're handling the situation, Mikey remains standing in the background, continuing to talk on the phone. His back is to the scene, he can't tell what's going on behind him, but he seems to be reporting or talking to someone. And that detail, that makes this story all the more ambiguous. Who is on the other end of that line? Why did that call happen at that exact moment? And most importantly, what did Mikey really know? What did he know that the rest of the world was still trying to figure out? The plot twists. Mikey's father, Pastor Rob McCoy, speaks. He publicly shares that his son called him immediately after the incident, saying Charlie had a serious neck injury. This is his story. He says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray. He has wits about him. He was just directing." And then this bombshell line. "He had blood all over him, blood all over him." Remember that. Because some witnesses at the scene said this story does not match reality. Many people claimed Mikey was not near the area, nor did he appear in the condition his father described. In fact, according to the viral videos, Mikey left the area just before Charlie lost his balance. He did not return for the next few minutes. This has raised a firestorm of questions. Why is there such an obvious contradiction? Why did Pastor Rob McCoy add a detail? A detail that could be so easily dismissed? Was it a mistake, a panic? Or was it an attempt? An attempt to make Mikey look like an innocent witness, instead of someone whose role needs to be clarified. All of these little details, they contribute to a maze of contradictions. The truth seems to be obscured, buried under conflicting accounts. No public confirmation of these claims has been made, and it got even more confusing. Erica Kirk herself claimed that she was the one who received the call from Mikey McCoy. This is one of Charlie's guys. And it makes me so effing mad because there are a lot of little lies being told, right? Charlie gets assassinated, and the very people who were threatening him are now trying to memorialize him. Okay, challenge accepted. All lies will be revealed. Right after the incident, the New York Times published an exclusive interview with Erica in it. She said, Miss Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. Phoenix time. When the phone number of Mikey McCoy popped up on the screen, she said she knew she would hear the words, "He's in trouble," before Mr. McCoy even spoke. Okay, wait, if that's true, both Erica and Pastor Rob McCoy, Mikey's father, claimed they were the first to be called. Just seconds after the incident, this leads to a paradox. How could Mikey have called both of them at the same time? If it wasn't a group call, and if it was a group call, why didn't either of them mention that crucial detail? Their accounts flat out contradict each other. Erica says Mikey yelled, "He's in trouble." Rob McCoy says Mikey specifically said Charlie had a neck injury. The two descriptions are completely different, and neither matches what is seen in the viral video. On video, Mikey lifts the phone, turns, walks away. No visible dialing motion. No rush to aid. Why? Mikey's silence since then has only added to the mystery. He has never publicly explained who he called, why he left the area so quickly, or why his actions seemed like a deliberate reflex, not a panic. Meanwhile, both Erica and Pastor Rob have stuck to their original accounts, even though the details are illogical, even though they've been publicly criticized. Some observers suggest this is a case of pre-written scripts. Everyone tells the same story, but each person adds their own details, making the whole picture confusing. It's also been suggested Erica is trying to reinforce Mikey's image, loyal, brave, while Rob McCoy wants to protect his son's reputation, amid a storm of suspicion. Either way, these contradictions, they've made the public see this, not as a clear chain of events, but as a puzzle waiting to be solved. And until Mikey McCoy speaks up, the question, who did he really call, remains the biggest mystery of the whole story. Smart move to call for help, or a reckless gamble to leave the scene? What do you think he was really doing? Amidst the controversy, amidst the speculation, Turning Point USA, TPUSA, has finally spoken out. Their spokesperson, Andrew Colvett, said the allegations against Mikey were completely baseless and personal. This is an extremely disgusting attack, and I can speak to that because I was there when it happened, and I was next to Mikey when it happened. Wait, a new story. A third story, Colvett claims the shooting occurs. I am next to Mikey. Both of us hear a loud crack. We both turn. We both see Charlie, who has been shot. Both of us realize there is a shooter, and you just hear the crack. Is there a mass shooter unfolding? So I and him both had the reaction of, let's get out of here before we are both shot. That is not us abandoning Charlie. He says Mikey was profoundly freaked out. What I'll always remember is the way his lip was quivering, he was freaking out, and then I think he literally said to me, "I need to call Erica." And he takes his phone and he begins calling Erica. And then he immediately calls his dad. He calls Rob McCoy, "Dad, someone shot Charlie. We need everyone to pray right now." This new, official TPUSA response. It did not quell the suspicion. On the contrary, it further divided public opinion. Many have argued, if Mikey was truly stunned, if he freaked out, why is there no sign of confusion or panic in the video? He brought the phone to his ear too quickly, without dialing. It looks deliberate, not like a reflex. Others, of course, defended Mikey, saying people are judging behavior too harshly. No one knows how they'll react. One viral comment reads, "You can panic, you can freeze, or you can pick up your phone. We can't judge someone's psychology from a few seconds of footage." The central question, though, remains unanswered. Why don't Mikey's, Erica's, and Rob McCoy's accounts match? And now, why does Colvitte's new story still contradict the other two? And if Colvitte was really with Mikey, as he claims, why is there no evidence in the video? Where is he? These questions are fueling the debate. TPUSA tried to defend Mikey's image, but the online community is seeing this as one of the biggest shady spots in the entire story. Because so far, no one has provided direct evidence. No call transcripts, no timestamps, no technical evidence, just stories, and it's this gap. The gap between the narrative, the silence, and the edited footage that makes things more ambiguous than ever. Let's call it what it looks like on the tape. Charlie Kirk was shot, and Mikey McCoy immediately ran away, like a coward. You can see him right here, sprinting away from the scene. His dad, Rob McCoy, has now been busted lying, saying his son was covered in blood. No, the phone is in his hand. He immediately turns, runs off. You see him running in the background, bailing. His dad says he was directing the whole operation. He was not. He was wasting no time getting out. This is way before anybody else had left the scene. But wait, there's one crucial point that almost no one in TPUSA has bothered to address. Why did Pastor Rob McCoy tell the world that his son was covered in blood? That statement, repeated in numerous speeches, has become a point of contention. Yet to date, no evidence, no clarification has been provided. In the videos, Mikey McCoy is not seen in that state. He is not near Charlie. He does not bend down. He does not touch him. He leaves the area. So, why add that light to the story? Was Rob McCoy trying to portray his son as a devoted, emotional victim, instead of someone whose role needs to be clarified? Or was it just a fatherly instinct, protecting his son in the midst of a storm? Whatever the cause, the inconsistencies have made this story more opaque than ever, because if Mikey really didn't go back to check on Charlie, how could he have known his condition? To call Erica and to call Rob McCoy and tell them? That question has caused the online community to explode. Some people think Mikey just acted on instinct, panicked, left, but many are also questioning, could he have known the outcome before it even happened? A dangerous theory, but it's something millions of people are discussing. On TikTok, on Reddit, on X, no public confirmation as of now. It remains pure speculation, and in the midst of this turmoil, Erica Kirk suddenly stunned the public. Her first speech, in front of thousands, in front of television cameras, she spoke calmly, with a slight smile on her face. "I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically, and I want to thank the Turning Point USA board and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy." Wait a minute, that question opened a wave of suspicion, because it wasn't just Erica. Shortly after, conservative radio host Frank Turk also called him the great Mikey McCoy in a live interview. And this is the man who was there right before it happened. The great Mikey McCoy, twice publicly praised, twice mentioned with special honor, amid global questions about his actions. So, what is going on here? Why are TPUSA and those close to Charlie Kirk so intent on portraying Mikey as an unsung hero when the footage shows him leaving the scene before security even arrived? Is this a media strategy to bolster trust? To control the narrative? A rapidly spreading theory is that Mikey McCoy may have important information about the incident, and that this public praise is a way to protect him from doubt, from confrontation. If someone is constructing the official story for TPUSA, Mikey, as chief of staff, could be the central figure, the one who holds the key. TPUSA, of course, denies this completely, but when you look back at the timeline, it all seems too coincidental. Mikey appears just before, leaves shortly after, and is praised in official statements. Meanwhile, the fundamental questions, who was called first, when, why do the three stories contradict each other, are never answered, and it's this silence, shrouded in over-the-top praise, that makes the audience feel like they are witnessing a play. A play with too many layers. Is the amazing Mikey McCoy more than just a name? Is it a media code? A way to shape an image before the public can ask deeper questions? Because in this world, where every frame can be slowed down, a smile, a thank you, or a name is sometimes more than just an innocent gesture. It's a sign of a larger story being told. Is this public praise a genuine thank you? Or is it a dagger smile meant to keep a key player in line? Smart move or reckless gamble? The idea that is spreading quickly online is dark. Charlie Kirk may have been betrayed from within by the very people who once called him brother, his colleagues, his close associates, people who built their careers, their reputations, their power on his name. And for many, the picture is starting to emerge. Charlie may have discovered something bigger, and his sudden departure was not just a tragedy, it was the result of an underlying power struggle. A coup d'etat for Erica Kirk. More and more people are convinced everything seems orchestrated. Her rapid rise to the top of Turning Point USA days after the incident has many wondering, was this a natural reaction? A devoted widow continuing her husband's legacy? Or was it a carefully planned move? The way she appeared, calm, confident, well supported by the media. She didn't look like someone recovering from a loss. She looked like someone ready to take on a new role. And then there was a post that went viral allegedly from a former TPUSA insider. While the identity was not verified, the content sent shivers down the spines of many. Because of its logic, the post claimed that TPUSA had been corrupted from a political organization to a sophisticated financial and influence peddling network. The person claimed that Charlie had uncovered illicit money flows, unexplained donations, backroom deals with internationally influential figures. According to the post, Charlie had begun asking questions. He was said to have planned to make the organization's entire financial operations transparent, a move that the real power holders in the shadows didn't want. When he changed his stance, when he began to doubt TPUSA's biggest strategic ally, it was seen as a direct threat, not because of his politics, but because he could bring down the entire system. The poster even wrote, TPUSA was once an idealistic organization, but it was hijacked from within. The executives no longer served Charlie's beliefs, but the interests of the donors who controlled the scenes. Charlie knew it, and he was prepared to reveal the truth if this is true. The biggest question is, who knew about Charlie's plans in advance? Who inside knew that if Charlie went public, the entire network would be shaken? And was Mikey McCoy's silence and Erica Kirk's rise the two pieces that helped maintain stability during that chaotic period? Of course, for now, it is all just speculation. These claims are unverified. There is no hard evidence to prove any of this, but what has people hooked on this theory is that every little detail seems to fit together in a strange, terrifying way. Charlie is about to announce an audit. Several sponsors pull out. Before the incident, Erica steps in. Shortly after, as the new leader, Mikey McCoy remains absolutely silent, despite being the only one by Charlie's side at the most crucial moment, and that collective silence speaks for itself. Is this just a social media conspiracy theory, or are we really witnessing a story of power, ambition, and betrayal in the shadows? The deeper we delve, the more confusing the picture becomes. It feels like every character in this story knows more than they dare to admit. This story is a powerful reminder about power, about trust, and about transparency. Beneath the glitter of fame, there are complex relationships where self-interest can sometimes override the original ideal. Silence is not just an expression of grief, it is also a strategy. The person who remains silent may be protecting something or hiding something. The lesson is to question every constructed narrative. This story also exposes the limits of loyalty. When fame, money, and influence are intertwined, the line between teammate and rival becomes blurred. Someone can stand next to you in the spotlight, but leave in a flash. When the lights go out, any empire, no matter how powerful, is vulnerable to collapse. When trust is broken from within, Charlie Kirk may have represented a generation of ideals, but if the people around him only saw the benefits, instead of the mission, then the organization was nothing more than a stage where everyone was playing their own role for the audience. Perhaps the biggest lesson is, don't believe everything you see. Believe what no one wants you to see. The truth may be delayed, but it never disappears. The battle lines are drawn. So I have to ask you, do you think Mikey McCoy and Kirk are involved in some form of cover-up or manipulation? Or do you believe they are just people caught up in a tragedy that spiraled out of control? Let me know which side you're on in the comments below.